think if everybody was just smoking Mary J? How cool that entertainment
And
really
now
would
I want to
be.
go to a game.
You see what I'm saying? So, I am that I am. Some call me Heru.
Some call me Jadon Park.
Uh-huh. And this is the Konsider Show, episode 19. We're just moving along, man.
You know you say that every show, right?
I know, but we're just moving along, having fun, enjoying
One
our
of these
time.
days,
You
I'm
know?
just going to loop that. It'll just be you moving along, moving along, moving along, moving along.
Exactly, exactly. So you
That's
can
your
always
catchphrase.
say, like, comment, share, subscribe, considergroup.com. So I don't know if we actually said this, but we are available on iTunes. We are available on iTunes and many other different podcasts.
What he's talking about, yeah, podcast. So your
Yeah,
favorite
podcast
pod
show.
catcher for you nerds. Otherwise, the rest of you that know nothing. Use iTunes. Yes, that's an insult.
Yeah, that is a big insult, but
To each their own, whatever.
But like we always say, we don't know shit. We're just giving some of our ideas, challenge you to think over here. Just bring your flashlight on this side of the room. You feel what I'm saying? Or bring your flashlight on this side of the room. Wherever you want it. We just want to challenge you, kind of think outside the box a little or inside the box. So today we was going to talk about, sound like a broadcaster. Today we're going to talk about the weather. And the weather has been costing us technology
Today in
problems.
Konsider News.
Exactly. It's been causing us technology problems. Think about that. That's what we're going to be talking about a little bit. How technology is entwining and interacting within your lifestyles. Plus, what is it doing? How's it helping you? How's it taking from you? How's it stealing from you? How's it, causing your children to act and respond in a different manner? You know what I'm saying? So, what are these problems? How is technology actually intertwining within our lifestyles? And these are some of the things I think, especially when we add the sweet mother cannabis, or marijuana, weed, pot, Mary Jane, whatever you want to call it. She has many names, but the case is, how is she interacting with all this technology we're working with? So I know you had some challenges the last few weeks with some phones and some connections to cars and stuff.
Now, first world problems here we got here. Oh, so my super smartphone can't properly pair with my new, deck in the car. I'm just gonna start talking like that from it on. So, we bought. I bought Android Auto for my lady to put in her car, and not a lot of people have Android Auto. It's basically kind of a car mode of Android in the dash, the big screen or whatnot, and it pairs with your phone. So your phone, it's using your phone for the processing power and to get the information, and then it puts it on a nice Android-ish car interface. It's really sweet.
Yeah, that sounds
So, made by Google. I've got a Nexus phone made by Google, but my girl's got Samsung, which, what do you know, doesn't work with it. And I'm just racking my brain here, because when I checked this out, it said, Android, and we're getting nerdy already, but Android, 5.0 or above. Well, she's got that, so I didn't really think anything of it. So, I'm looking more into it, and just, a lot of people are like, it's just kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you get lucky and it works, sometimes you don't have one that works. Try different cables, try this, try that. I reset her phone 2 times. I did it, just couldn't get it to do it. My phone, no problem. It's like, well, it's not my car I'm driving in, and I got this expensive thing, so you could use this specific thing, and it doesn't effing work.
Yeah.
So I'm just, like I said, first world problems. But it was just a bit of a stressful argument, about what, because it was a pricey gift to do it, and then she can't even use it, which isn't her fault, obviously. But it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, for sure. And that's how we know technology can be, beneficial, and it can seem like it takes a lot from us too. as a species, because I mean we tend to, I mean we don't go nowhere without the phone. You know, literally, that's our.
Even in our own house.
Yeah. That's what's
Can't
crazy.
leave
Around the
room.
house, around the house, you always toting it. You wondering what's going on, and it's so funny because how you rely on it. You literally rely on it. All your contacts, everything, and not just the phone. We're talking
Don't
your
remember
TV, your
numbers
television.
anymore.
Yeah, it just kind of it's very interesting when you really put it out there, because like you saying, when you're looking at children, how they observing this technology, they're learning it faster, obviously, you know, and obviously it comes with repetition. We don't think about that
Also
stuff.
easier.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we constantly, and how fast. I wonder what's the learning curve on just a new phone. How people just learn the phone right away. If not, you know, so far as
Phones are all the same at this point.
Yeah.
Besides, you know, same
True.
software basically.
Yeah, true.
You get iPhone, you get iOS, you get Android, kind of. Android's a little different because they can change and tweak the operating system a bit.
Sure.
Hence Samsung doing
Yeah.
their own garbage.
And Samsung been like that. I mean,
They all do it, but Samsung is one of the worst.
Yeah, because I mean, we was talking about this in our tech podcast
Yeah.
a few years ago about.
We
Samsung.
talked about this years ago.
Yeah, and I mean, it just been seeming like.
Nice.
I mean, we know. Yeah, you want your own carve out. We want. I know. Because Consider want their own carved out as well. You know what I'm saying? You got your brand. You want your icon. You want everybody to be like, oh yeah, that's nice. Boom, boom, boom. And I feel that. And that's some of the things too. What we want to be doing recently. We kind of challenge you know, to kind of step out the box. Basically, that's what we're doing, especially with technology, because I think technology has been like a distraction per se.
It can be a distraction. It can be a helpful tool.
Yes.
It can be a form of entertainment.
For
It
sure.
can be a huge stress. You know, it's a lot of things, which makes it difficult. And you might be wondering why I look like an idiot. We haven't talked about these yet. This is just,
Technology?
I don't wear these all the time. These are called,
Yes, he
speaking
does.
of tech.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I walk around like a robot man. Should do it one day at work and just see how many people.
Flipped out.
But what this is, speaking of technology, is a blue light blocker. And so, like, I can't see blue light. So by blue light, why I got these is to try to see if it would help me be more restful, because there's all kinds of studies that says all these blue light from electronics, our phones, the TVs, even light bulbs, you know, LED light, everything is this blue light, which is really not it screws up our whatever.
Brightness.
Well,
I would guess brightness.
it screws up our not melatonin, but
Yeah, you're right. Melatonin
levels or whatever,
Yeah,
and so
melatonin.
our brain doesn't know to go to bed. You know, it screws it up, and so they
Plus
say.
how we work. Yeah, that's.
You know, and
huge.
so-
True.
You know, I've been trying. I mean, I sleep more than the average person in my body wants to, more than the average, anyways. So that sucks. And then trying to find the time. So, and I'm tired a lot. So it's just like, oh, you know, I know that I put a little blue light blocker on my cell phone. Actually, as an app
Okay.
that will gradually throughout the day as it gets darker outside adjust the blue light on my phone. I do the same thing on my computer.
Sure.
But it's like at the same time, I was like, well, I'm looking at the TV, and other stuff like that that still's got that blue light. So I thought I picked up a pair of these and try it out a couple hours before bed, throw them on, and see if it helps. You know, because it makes sense
It does.
that stuff would affect you. It's like there's a lot of work involved in the frequencies and the color variations and all this kind of stuff
They
that-
high definitions.
that
and-
all
yeah,
our
like-
all
technology.
electronics are emitting. And it's not just that these things can be fun. There's something more than that.
Yeah, it's
That's
an
why
agenda.
why are we just so much wanting to gravitate towards them? You know, so
And speaking of that, the Super Bowl coming up.
I didn't even know till yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, obviously.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was meeting up with a guy to, do a little business, and I said Sunday. He said, "Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll just be watching the Super Bowl probably sometime." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, all right. Let's do it Saturday." Like I'm not a football fan. Sorry. It's like I don't know who's in it. I don't care who's in it. Yeah.
It's
Anyways.
entertainment.
I mean, there's a lot of technology, and oh man, the NFL's got some technology.
Oh, they do.
They are good, but I know they're bringing in God, the amount of cameras I heard this on one of my tech podcasts, that the amount of cameras they have for the Super Bowl, and just in different places and different kinds of cameras, and they're on it trying to get the best views of everything and all this kind of stuff, and get you really. It's funny to me because like I've always kind of felt like this. I think a lot of people do. Watching a game on TV is better than going in person.
Yeah.
But because you get the action in your face.
Yeah.
And if
you can see everything.
You can see everything.
You can see everything.
Because you're not.
Yeah.
So you go to a game in person. I mean, the only thing cool about it really is you get to see your players that you are fans of. Is really what it's all about. But the experience is really kind of sucky. It's like you gotta take off some time work. You gotta drive to the stadium downtown, which takes forever, and traffic is awful, and you're paying $1 billion for parking, and then you gotta walk in there. You gotta find your silly seats. They're always way too far to walk, and then. Okay, you either bought shitty seats and you're way far away that you can't see anything. You can see everything in wide, it's wide. You can see everything, but it's way far away, so that sucks. Yeah. Or, okay, maybe you sprung for some really nice seats, so you're really close. But unless where are you really close? On one side of the court or the field? How are you going to see the other side? So it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, and you're paying out the ass for these things. And then you have to sit through the game with a bunch of weirdos around you that you don't want to be around. They're always jackasses, it seems like. And then you gotta get out. It takes forever to walk out because everyone's walking out at the same time, trying to get to your car, and you gotta,
Now, just think about that. Just that metaphor. They're drinking beer, right? Now, just think if everybody was just smoking Mary J. How cool that entertainment
and
really
now
would
I want to
be.
go to a game.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a good idea.
And it just, and that's what I'm saying about what we would love to, we love to address here. We just think about things, think about certain processes we're going through, these events we're doing. You should do some skits with that to be like, how there's just, we accept alcohol as just a thing of normal life. Yes.
And yes. I'm not trying to say alcohol is we should get rid of it or anything like that. I drink on occasion, but let's not lose our heads here. Alcohol is not really that great for you.
No.
There's some arguments. There's some arguments that a little bit of red wine or something, and there's is good for you. Or a little bit of this, and there's some that say the opposite. Whatever. There's
tolerance.
It's of course, I guess you could say the same thing about this, but the only people that are arguing against this are not educated whatsoever.
No doubt, miseducated.
But
miseducated. Agreed.
Anyway.
But it's some, like I said, it's some interesting when you really start paying attention to the technology. I mean, how many people actually go camping without their cell phone? That was one of the most irritating things I did with my Alaska brothers, and I love you, but I didn't like I'm thinking we going out to camp. You feel what I'm saying? Without all this technology, okay, maybe the music is cool, but when you over there texting,
I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, really.
Disrupting.
Or if you're gonna do music, make your own.
Yeah. No, and that's a great point.
Because to me, you're bringing. I mean, music can put you in certain moods, but I think if you're going out there to camp, legit camp in the wilderness, away from everything, that kind of takes away a little bit. It's like people didn't have that back then. They had to be creative themselves. I mean, there's something technology might be taken away, is creativity in a way. And for some people it sparks it, but I think as a whole, we are watching creative works of art. You know, you're watching Weeds on the Netflix here, and I was watching 100 over in the other room on Hulu. You know, these are creative works of art, and we are sitting there and we're not doing these things.
Yeah.
We're not being creative.
No
We're
doubt,
not thinking
no doubt.
of different. You know, we look at what's on the show and like, oh wow, that's impressive, or that's cool, or I wish I could be like that, or I wish I could be that guy, or I could be this rich, or well, we're sitting on our asses in our house here. It's of course we're not going to be that because we're not doing anything. Hence TV programming.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
it's to change our state of mind.
And that's literally what, you know, the creativity. There we go. What it brings. This is a sativa we're smoking on. And it's basically, it's more of a head high, and we know this.
We've been smoking this one for several weeks straight, actually.
So, and this is cool. This is really a cool high. Because
I've been
even when I
enjoying
get up,
it.
in the morning time, I'm still a little, it's kind of like smooth. It's not none of that kind of downer feeling like what you done did, even though, you know how in some cases it can
What
make
you
you
done
feel
did.
like that, you know, some indicas in some cases like that. But other than that, it's just about expanding your mind. Like, even with particular information you're getting, like, you know, when you're on the Facebook and all you're seeing is all this propaganda, fake stuff, this is what they want you to think, ISIS and all this other stuff, that technology. When you're talking content, rich content, if you want to claim it that way, but somebody's selling it. That's the crazy thing. Somebody's getting paid for it, you know, even for the spam and crap. But technology, for example, I was doing a few interviews, just hitting them off. You know what I'm saying? My Skype was working cool, everything was recording cool. Then, then I get to like the third interview the next day. All of a sudden, my computer don't even want to work correctly. The Skype was tripping. You know, I couldn't even get the recording sounding right. So you can love it and you can hate it. That's what's so crazy about it, especially with you, because you deal with it all
I'm
the
an
time.
IT guy.
You know, so I don't know how you be. I mean, because I can imagine the stuff I go through just on with my computer itself. I'd be like, man, this is just simple. I only got up 5 pages or whatever, and something else stalled, or this ain't opening, or whatever. You know.
That's the classic, you know, people, when they say things like, how come it doesn't work right now?
Yeah.
And that's the dumbest thing anyone ever says. You know, when they're just, and it's not that they're meaning it, well, some of them might be, but it's not necessarily that they're meaning it as a dumb thing. You know, it's I guess a pseudo-valid question, but still, it's like, alright, well, these are, let's be real here. These things, I mean, think of our smartphones or computers or TVs or video game systems. These things are doing billions and trillions of calculations per millisecond here.
Fast.
So, let's think about what these things are doing, and we're using them 24/7, and you have a glitch here or there. I mean, my God. I mean, I know the problems are so ingrained in our life that now business relies on it. So much so that any glitches, they're just screwed. I mean, it's just everything. Their business is done. I mean, because they have gone, like I do a lot of it for doctors, and so everything's digital. There is no paper record. So if their server crashes or something, they're done. I mean, they've lost everything. You know, I mean, just think about this. I mean, doctors have been fine forever until, I mean, God, 20 years, 25 years now, it's completely flipped where we are relying on a machine to do everything. And I mean, that's my career, is fixing those things. You know, so in a way, okay, thank you, I guess. Not that I have a career, but it's funny because I feel like I've lived several different lives, but you know, born in Texas in the suburbs. You know, one of the last generations that went outside to play. I mean, we talked about this. I mean, I was out, as soon as I got up till dark and, and all that. And then the video game systems kind of got a little more popular. And we did that a little bit, but still went outside a lot. And then it just slowly, changed.
It took
but,
a whole different spin.
But it's interesting because it's just, I was one of the last generations to live in a world kind of pre-technology taking over and also after it. And so I've seen both sides of it. I always got into and loved computers and gadgets and stuff, and I always kind of, it escalated more when I moved here.
Sure. The technology capital.
Well, it was more of just, it's more of just, it was, didn't have any friends here and lived in the middle of nowhere, and so I kind of, entertained myself with that and built a computer, and I learned from that and enjoyed it, and, it sprung from there. But it's, and I always thought I, always want to live in the city, and always want to be around technology all the time, 24/7, all this kind of stuff. And then in my, I don't know, mid-20s or something like that, I reversed that a lot. And so I don't have the same love, I guess. I still enjoy, trust me, I enjoy technology and gadgets and smartphones and stuff, but I wish I had a different career.
See, I got the specialist technology.
Because, especially who I'm working for, I go to help, these well-off doctors, do their business, right?
Yes.
And, okay, fine, they're, quote-unquote thankful sometimes, but they don't care. They don't care about me. They just want their computers working, and so I know what they're getting paid to do their job, and I'm getting paid a measly compared to what they are doing. It's like, I've got all the power, man. It's like, if I don't do my job right, you don't have a business. I've always thought I was reversed. I always thought it was reversed, that like IT people and programmers should be making the money that doctors and people are. Right. Maybe that's a little. Some doctors obviously are very important, but it should be way more, because it's like, think of the world now. It's so technology oriented that without us, it wouldn't work. So anyways, it's interesting, and so in my older age or whatever, I kind of wanted to back off a little bit from technology and kind of live out of the city and get some property and make, grow some food and just back off a little bit. But I still have that urge all the time, to grab my phone and check, whatever, Facebook or my email or whatnot, for no reason. For no reason at all. I could sit down to do whatever, and 2 seconds later, I'm picking up my phone and looking at whatever it is. But why? Why can't I just sit down?
That hook.
Exactly. So it's, I'm not immune to it, but I think it's something that people need to be aware of.
Yeah, we're getting down to that time too. So we were at 1:16, 1:16. So we just want to challenge you to think, think about the technology.
Take a
break. Maybe take a break. Take a few days off. Matter of fact, I got it coming up here in the next few days. I'm going to be taking just 5 days off technology. Don't mess with no computer. Don't mess with my cell phone for a good 5 days, 3 to 5 days.
Wish I could do that, except my job is,
So I just get away from it for a minute. Don't answer no emails. Don't do nothing.
Trust me, you'll feel so much better.
It's beautiful, because
people don't even realize it.
No,
people go on these vacations, don't even realize why they feel better out there the vacation, assuming they went to someplace not like a city or something. There's a reason. There's a reason, it really is.
So just want to challenge you on that. You can always go to considergroup.com. We got we got a lot of new things going to be coming to the website here in the next few weeks, actually few days, keep it real with you.
Hopefully, I got to get on it. Gotta find the time.
We got some other things going on. We got some new riders. Want to give a shout out to all the new riders coming on board. Jasmine,
Decal guy.
Yeah, and the decal brother. Yes, Jesse. You know, shout out about that and trying to just get some other things into the team, whatnot, and letting the fans know we appreciate y'all. See y'all coming on through, talking, connecting, posting. You know, we're Instagram, we're Twitter. You know, and we want to hear what you gotta say. You know what I'm saying? That's the important thing. We want to hear what you gotta say. And if we don't have the answer, we can find the answers. You know, basically, I'm pretty good at resources, finding those resources. So, well, tune in till next time. Hotel.